Hi Sagittarius, and welcome to your November reading. I hope all is well. It's almost your birthday season, so now's the perfect time during this season to reflect on the year really for yourselves and what it is that you feel you want to experience next, where it is you feel you need to travel to next for the things that you're trying to see and or as far as what you've tried to manifest throughout the year, throughout the different moon manifestation rituals that you've tried, and what's come to pass, and how close you were to really feeling the fulfillment for the things that you've been trying to call into your life, like what you're going to do for yourself for your birthday season and what you're going to be calling in next, right? But this is as a gentle reminder for anybody that has their sun, moon, rising, Venus, and or their midheaven, wow, in the sign of Sagittarius. However, if you're new, welcome to my channel. Welcome to the family as well. And before you leave, definitely subscribe. You won't be disappointed, I promise. But if not new to the channel and you're just cross-watching, both of you definitely are in for a treat because there's a message for you. And so I hope you hear all that you need at this time. Let's get into energetically what's going to be happening for you throughout the month. First out, Eight of Pentacles. So there's a lot of work to be done. You guys are wielding something. You guys are, again, trying to create something, trying to learn more about something. This is expansion. Whatever happens in the fourth house of yours, so you would have to know your natal chart, but whatever you've been building as far as the fourth house is concerned, home life, family life, as far as your creativity is concerned, it is coming to pass in your eighth house. It's manifesting in the 8th. Okay, a lot of energies. So after the Eight of Pentacles, the Emperor card wanted to be seen along with the Four of Swords. Emperor card was also in, I believe, Pisces reading as well as Cancer's reading. So you might be dealing with a Pisces or a Cancer. I do know that the Emperor card is also associated with the planet of Mars, which is the ruler of both Aries and Scorpio. So you might be dealing with the Scorpio as well. But again, up here with this Eight of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Four of Swords, some heavy reflection, taking a breather, taking a break to really assess what your thoughts are, to really make sure that you are in alignment with the things that you are thinking and the things that you are creating at this time, or needing to find the time to do so, to really just regain your focus. If you don't like what you've been building upon in the 8th, that's where this the Four of Swords is coming in again for you energetically, so that you have time to get back to the heart of what it is that you want to do, what your passions are. Okay, so that you can manifest again. You might be starting over in something, a creative endeavor, or in work, right, with this Eight of Pentacles that is here. As far as what's happening in the 2nd to 3rd week of November and what's coming up energetically as like potential blocks for you guys, you have the Eight of Swords and now the Four of Wands. So 2 4s followed by the 9 of Pentacles. Might see repeating 4s. Might need to understand what unity means. Might need to really understand more about alchemy, and maybe more about like social conditioning and how your own home environment is affecting your ability to connect with those in your external environment, and or your ability to have a peaceful home life, even if you're living on your own at this point, right, Sag? Or this is just getting ready and being prepared to move homes, making that transition out of one house into something else for your family, right? Because the Eight of Swords is here. I feel like there is some fear that is surrounding this newness that's trying to come into your life, or that has already come into your life. But it's already happening, so why are you fearful of it? I can see it being the case if you were hopeful for something to happen, but there was no physical manifestation of it. Like it's not tangible to you. It's not something that you have like physically seen. If we're still talking about a house, like there was no open house for it, like you haven't been apartment hunting, so I can understand why there would be like a fear there. But if you've been kind of taking those incremental steps and you've seen what you like and you see what you would want to move to, you feel like you know where you are to be situated next for it to bring the peace that you need back into your life, then I don't understand what the fear is about. Again, you can't lose what is naturally meant for you, okay? So I feel like some of you guys are going to be dealing with that. Some of you guys just need to check back in with this Nine of Pentacles here on your self-esteem this month. Coming into the end of November, we have Two of Cups, followed by the Hanged Man, which is ruled by Neptune. Again, you might be really dealing with the Pisces. I'm getting Pisces energy heavy. And then we're ending it with the Two of Swords. A lot of twos and a lot of fours. So needing to practice having that faith for the things that you're trying to bring into your life. Again, maybe before it wasn't working out for you. You feel like you were exhausting your resources in something that just wasn't generating like a return on the investment that you were making as far as your money, your time, or your attention, as far as getting that reciprocity and effort back, right? But I mean, you have the power to stop what is not working, to have the time with this Four of Swords to reassess what you feel you need to do to make it work, and then to go forward from that moment of focus and or separation and or that slight period of isolation, because you are kind of like a lone wolf right here. From that moment, you are able to then come up with another plan, a better plan that can bring you more rewards. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Pentacles and the Chariot card. Okay, so you see that progression, especially on the money front, where it's going from the 8 to the 9 to the Page. You know what's next, the Queen, the King, you know, the highest of the court cards. So money is looking good, luck is looking good. As you guys know, or maybe you don't, Jupiter is returning to the sign of Sagittarius. So a lot of you guys, if you have Jupiter and Sag naturally in your natal chart, you're having your first, hopefully of many, solar returns. Jupiter is going to bring you luck and success in the areas that you have been putting most of your work in. So if this is about your relations with other people or a specific person here, again with this Two of Cups that came up, in your love and romantic relationships, that's something that you really have been trying to work on as far as your ability to extend your lightheartedness and to be more loving and to really be dedicated to partnership, because I feel like a lot of Sagittarians get the side eye or are stereotyped to be the ones that don't want to be held down, especially in matters of the heart. You kind of like to be free to roam and to do as you please. You don't want anybody to answer to, but I feel like a lot of you guys have been putting in that work. And so with your solar return, then a very good, promising partnership, one that is fruitful, one that is more stable, is going to be able to come in, but also that can balance out as well with being able to be adventurous, right? Being able to be spontaneous, being able to like go full force with the passion. Okay, so that is coming in, and because it's the Chariot card, it might be a Cancer, male or female, might be younger than you. Don't necessarily focus on the age, but focus on the maturity of the person through the answers that you get from the questions that you ask as you're building on this potential relationship, right? If that is what Jupiter is going to bring you. If it is in matters of finances and career, you're really figuring out what your craft is and really dedicating more time to your skill to refine and hone those skills. Again, with this Eight of Pentacles that is here, taking a moment to really figure out what your strengths are with this Emperor card that also came out, where it is that you see yourself on the totem pole as far as status is concerned. Because if that is something that you care about, status and reputation, then that's going to be highlighted, and that's going to be something that you are more attracted to or kind of want to test the waters with when Jupiter goes back into Sagittarius, right? But again, if it's not just about status and about the workplace and finances and career, you're rebuilding on that. But I feel like for some of you, what will block you, potential blockages, is that you aren't doing enough research for your craft. It's kind of like you're already working with what you have. You kind of get to a place where you feel like you're really comfortable with what you're doing and the way that you're presenting your work, but also with as many planets and stars and signs that are in Scorpio, you have to be open to constantly evolving and transforming or transmuting what it is that you know, the things that you hear, how you can take what you hear from like news or from a sports game or from your interactions when you're shopping, just anything that you are immersing yourself in, figuring out how you can take that experience and personalize it. Here with this Eight of Pentacles and this Nine of Pentacles, make it more personal and make it more unique, and then like representing all that you have experienced, into something that can make your work stand out even more. There is something that I tweeted a while ago, and I just feel like it would really help you guys out. I'm not sure what it is, but when I figure it out, I'll leave it somewhere around here. And it is very true. You cannot get comfortable in anything that you're doing or with anybody that you might find yourself involved with. I also feel like that's why you guys like to move around a lot or need new experiences so often. You kind of understand that, right? You always need new stimuli. Some of you guys are blocked in that, and you're trying to figure out why you're not having these new experiences, why you're not able to travel. Some of you guys need to look at why you feel like you need to move so much, especially if you're like renting. You're the type of person that moves every 6 months, every 1 year. You can't really stay committed to whatever it is that you are building. That might be a central issue that needs to be kind of worked out, like the kinks need to be worked out. 4 does also talk about karmic lessons, okay, that need to be realized and or acknowledged in this lifetime and resolved for once and for all. So that might be something that you need to be looking into, like where the issue stems from. Some of you guys might need to kind of like retrace your steps for the month of November, okay? But outside of that, with this Eight of Swords, you have to lose to gain. So I need you to get very comfortable here with this Scorpion energy, because the 8 is Scorpio's house, right? Ruled by Pluto. I need you guys to get very comfortable with releasing things, okay? You don't want, with this 4 energy that's around, to hold things too closely or too tightly to your person, because it kind of gives the universe the idea that you don't believe that you can continue to bring in that same amount of success or luck or love, right? Or opportunities into your life. I'm getting like 4 seasons, like that. Everything has a season. There's a time and a place for everything. Like, people come into your life when you need them to show you something, to instill hope back into your life, to give you that drive or that motivation to go after your dream again, or just to give you that confirmation that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Okay, so people will come into your life when you need them, or to learn some karmic lessons, right? Pay off some karmic debts. It's not always positive, and then they leave when you no longer need them. You know, go with the flow. If you are serious about a relationship, the energy surrounds you. You can very well meet somebody that can bring a lot of good into your life, that can open your heart back up. You might have that sense of love at first sight, or it might be an encounter that you weren't anticipating. Like, you might not necessarily be looking for love, but then it happens. I just don't want you to get into this place where you then self-destruct with this Hangman. You are destabilizing a really good relationship or a really good opportunity that can bring emotional fulfillment, right? If this is not romantic love, okay? So don't do that by getting in your head about it, and then causing yourself with this sensory overload, with like trying to fight between your head and your heart, just because it's not something that you have been used to. It's time for a new normal, okay? That might be what I title this video. It's time for a new normal. So as far as your chakras are concerned, you really all are here. So get all of your chakra centers in alignment. If you don't know how to do that, I will leave it in the description box for you to read up on. As well, if you are interested in a private reading, you can hit me up in my email, which I'll leave here. Other than that, I mean, at this time, definitely give me a thumbs up, share this with your friends and family, and do subscribe for more.